4 match of the Malaysia Midseason Showdown. I'm Sunny and joining me is...
I'm Aklif once again.
Today we'll be playing both matches on the stream for the top 4 matches. On the first match, we are gonna have Steven Tan against Gary Ng.
So, for both players, Steven Tan being a very notable player, especially amongst the international scene, he is most known to have won 4th place in the 2016 Singapore Nationals.
Yes, but you can't count Gary out. Gary has done some decent positions in several tournaments.
Both players also being world's qualified players as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do for this game. As they're gonna be preparing for team preview.
And as you can see on the side there, Gary Ng has Drifblim, Tapu Lele, Nihilego, Buzzwole, Arcanine and Magnezone.
And Steven is carrying a Salamence, Alolan Marowak, Snorlax, Persian, Celesteela and Tapu Koko.
Alolan Persian, by the way. So both players actually having quite interesting teams, with Gary carrying Buzzwole and Magnezone as a very niche choice.
Yes, and Gary is going for the Drift Lele.
No, I said about Gary. Steven.
Yeah.
Steven here is the very odd choice with the Alolan Persian, honestly.
Yes, I know. But you see, Gary is playing Drift Lele with Buzzwole and Magnezone, which Magnezone here could threaten the Celesteela
quite a lot, and the Salamence as well.
Yeah.
With it being quite a bit blockade to the Tapu Koko, but the Alolan Marowak might deal a lot to just about all of the Pokemon on Gary's side.
Yeah, that's true. And Persian can be an interesting Pokemon to use.
Persian's quite good, I would say, against both the Tapu Lele and the Drifblim. May not be as good against the Buzzwole, but it can just parting shot and get out of there.
Yeah, and we see Steven has locked in before Gary, but both the players have already locked in their Pokemon, and they're gonna go start the first game of top 4.
Gary's team here being a very classical Drifblim Tapu Lele combo, but the Buzzwole and the Magnezone here is a very interesting choice on how it deals with the counters like Celesteela.
Yes.
Oh, we're leading with Tapu Lele and Buzzwole instead.
Yes, I think we see a Alolan Marowak and also Persian.
Okay, not able to get a fake out, but okay, here's the thing. He can switch out not the Persian, maybe the Marowak for Tapu Koko and get the fake out off, but not much net value from that, honestly.
Yes. And the Buzzwole, well, the Buzzwole is just being Buzzwole here.
Yeah, just standing proud.
Yeah, standing strong and standing proud. And we have Tapu Lele here with the Psychic Terrain.
Easily going to be able to Psychic something off the field.
Except the Persian.
Except the Persian, because Dark types are immune to Psychic types, to all you viewers who may not know.
We see Gary switching out his Buzzwole into the Arcanine, going for the Intimidate to maybe drop the Alolan Marowak's attack stat.
It's a fair call, I think here the Marowak might... Oh, actually going for a Posh instead, since it is that fast.
So
one Shadow Bone from that Marowak.
In the Posh plus Shadow Bone, not enough to pick the Wait, no, it is enough.
Oh, no, never mind. Thanks to probably the Thick Club. The Thick Club? Yes.
Even in -1 it's also going to pick up the K onto the Tapu Lele.
It just becomes neutral because the Thick Club is essentially a +1 to an attack for a Marowak. Alolan Marowak is a Marowak.
Yes. Now we see Nihilego comes in.
So not looking too good for Gary, honestly. Here losing one Pokemon straight from the get-go.
Not just one Pokemon, he also lost a Tapu. So if Steven is carrying a Tapu Koko at the back,
he can easily won the
terrain.
Yeah,
he really won the terrain war.
Automatically wins the terrain war. Maybe Gary did not see that coming.
And we see Marowak switching out into Snorlax.
Okay, fair. I guess that's what the Buzzwole at the back is for. Nihilego going for a Protect, trying to prevent a Quash combo again, maybe?
Oh, but we see a parting shot onto the Nihilego. And Arcanine going for the Bulldoze.
Very smart play here from Gary, but the Snorlax is still sitting pretty.
Yes. Critically on the Persian, but it didn't really matter, I guess. But I see. I think it's a good play for Gary because now with the Bulldoze, the Persian is now slower than Nihiligo.
Yeah, but the Snorlax is still posing a bigger threat here, and with
Yes.
the capability of going for a possible high horsepower, which
Or-
threatens both Arcanine and Nihilego.
Or a belly drop.
Or a easy belly drop.
Yes, that is true as well.
However,
Even
if the
though
Arcanine does have a Roar, it is not going to look good for the Snorlax, honestly.
Buzzle is coming back in and Persian is switching out onto Celesteela.
Okay, fair call.
Arcanine is just gonna go for the Flare Blitz.
That is into the Celesteela slot probably. Yes, they did predict it. Ooh, dealing a ton of damage right there.
But not able to pick up the KO. Snorlax goes for the return.
Onto the Buzzwole, but those muscles just soak it up.
Yes, the bulky Buzzwole is just gonna take the hit easily. And Celesteela is gonna recover a bit of HP from the leftovers.
So Steven here being pushed a bit back now that he's not really in a good position. Both Pokemon are faster than his. And he's not gonna really want to take a superpower from that strong arm Buzzwole.
Yeah, even with the defensive drop from Superpower, Buzzwole is still quite a bulky Pokemon and physically still quite tanky.
Yeah, he can still easily, but going for a switch out, I said maybe predicting a switch out from the
Snorlax slot.
into Arcanine.
So Steven does withdraw his Snorlax, sending out his Alodon Marowak.
Sorry, Marowak, not Arcanine.
I think this is what Gary wants, and you see Celesteela protects. With Arcanine going for the Flare Blitz onto the Protect Celesteela.
So it's not really a good position since the Persian at the back does not really want to take any form of damage since it's not the bulkiest out there.
Yes, at the same time, both Gary's Pokemon are threatening Steven's Pokemon because the Flare Blitz could knock out the Celesteela and the Power Gem is probably gonna knock out the Marowak.
It might or it might not since has the Nihilego attacked already? I don't think it has. I think only switched out.
Yeah, I don't think he has attacked yet. It's just because Gary has been making several switches.
So if this Nihilego is life orb, it might be able to KO the Marwa with a Power Gem.
Exactly.
Marwa is no slouch in the defensive stats anyways.
But special defense is something to be desired.
Yeah, definitely. So a Power Gem might just be able to KO the Marwa.
And we see a Power Gem going into the Marowak slot, picking up the
Enough
KO.
to pick up the KO, getting that Beast Boost up to its +1
Special attack.
special attack, correct? Revealing that it is a life orb.
And Arcanine is just gonna go for the Flare Blitz onto the Celesteela slot. Now being a Persian.
Now being version Fur Coat. Ooh,
and
that
a burn.
burn there hurts a lot for Stephen since well, it doesn't really do anything.
I mean, it's mainly because Persian
Oh
can't
wait,
heal.
it does burn actually reduces the damage from foul play itself, even though it uses the attack stat of the opponent.
Yes. But right now with no Psychic Terrain, the Persian is able to fake out one of the two Pokemons on Gary's side.
It's quite difficult since what you can easily do is just go for both a Power Gem and a Flare Blitz onto the Celesteela slot. So either way, even if it's quashed, it can still get a hit in.
Yes. But it also depends on what the Celesteela is gonna do. Because it seems like the Celesteela may not be in a very favorable position
Maybe
unless
the Celesteela wants to go for a Protect.
perhaps maybe you know Steven is baiting.
Maybe Steve is baiting something, but I don't think it wants to take any sort of attack from a +1 Nihilego or an Arcanine, even the
Yeah.
Snorlax at the back.
Yeah, that's true as well. Because like Gary's Pokemon are sitting in a very healthy position.
Going for the Protect, okay.
Maybe he doesn't want to get faked out. But he fakes
Fakes
out
out
the
the Arcanine
Arcanine.
instead.
Smart move. And a heavy slam onto the Nihilego.
I would have definitely preferred if it was the double hit into the Celesteela. Since
Maybe-
at +1 it should be able to.
Maybe Gary is concerned whether it could pick up the kill or
But
not.
here the Persian actually eats a delicious berry, bringing his HP up. Figgy berry.
Yes.
Maybe Shiggy's the diggy, the figgy berry.
Yeah, so now the Persian is pretty healthy because of the burn, it was able to activate the berry.
Coincidentally.
Yes.
But here the Celesteela is still very threatened by the Arcanine. This Arcanine hits quite hard since most Celesteelas will only take about 60%. This took about 80%.
Yeah. But with Persian here, I wonder what other tricks does this Persian have. As you see, Buzzwole coming out onto Gary's side, switching in from the Celesteela slot. No, sorry, no, in the Neely
Persian going for a parting shot, possibly. Oh no, into the Arcanine. This might not be able to pick up the KO thanks to the drop in attack.
Yes.
And special attack.
Depends on what Steven is sending in. What's his last Pokemon? Oh yeah, it's a Snorlax. I kind of forgotten. So Arcanine is just gonna go for the Flare Blades
and hope it KOs onto the Arcanine. I mean, on the
Celesteela,
Celesteela,
yeah.
But it should be enough even with the drop.
Even the drop
is at such low HP.
Yes.
And now it is a perfect situation for excuse me, for the Buzzwole, because he can very nicely grab the KO onto the Snorlax.
Yes, so, but the Persian is still present. It could still fake out the Buzzwole.
So?
If fake out the Buzzwole and the Snorlax will just go for a belly jump.
And then the next turn hits onto the Persian and will die.
And then the next turn, you know, it can quash.
Yeah, now the question is whether Arcanine can KO the Persian, because if it can, then it's pretty much GG for Steven.
Yes, but the fake out onto Arcanine is not interesting. Buzzwole just goes for superpower onto the Snorlax.
Ooh, this Buzzwole is Buzzwoke.
And it's easily picking up the kill because of type advantages.
Stab, and Snorlax maybe at full HP can take it, but at that, once it gets chipped, it definitely will not be able to. Beast Boost neutralizing that superpower attack drop, and this Persian is sitting like a lonely cat in a dark alleyway.
Yes. A Persian can't really do much in this situation.
I guess in this situation, the dog overcame the cat.
Yeah. Not just that. And we see Gary winning Steven as Steven forfeits.
I think what Steven could possibly try is, he had the right idea, but he did not preserve his Pokemon good enough. I think those switches were really called out by Gary there.
Yes, I think Gary was in several turns one step ahead in terms of his switch-ins. That's why he was able to put himself in a favorable position over Steven.
Correct.
In several turns.
So here, Gary definitely gonna bring the Buzzwole again, I assume, because Buzzwole is really good. And what's interesting is that Steven here really needs to make sure that his Alola Marwa is protected well, and until he takes care of the Buzzwole, his Snorlax cannot come in.
Exactly. And maybe he could try to make good use of the other tricks that Persian might have.
Usually you saw it fake out, parting shot, quash, and assumedly foul play.
Yeah, assumedly foul play. Assumedly, because it wasn't really revealed.
The Febo is revealed, and it's definitely not the Z move, since the Z it held the Piggy Berry, not the Z Crystal.
Yeah. Let's see what Steven's gonna do next. How is he gonna change up his team? I mean, in the first turn he had the advantage with...
Had a bit of an advantage,
yeah. Yeah, by eliminating a Tapu Lele. So...
essentially deleting the Tapu Lele.
Yeah, so if Steven was able to do such an amazing play in the first turn, if he was able to continue with those good plays, he could beat Gary easily.
He could definitely can, but he needs to be a bit more careful.
Yes, we see Salamence and Persian coming out from Steven. There's already a difference because this time he's bringing Salamence instead.
Oh, but the Intimidate, if the Salamence... I don't think the Salamence has any form of super effective damage that can hit the Tapu Lele, other than maybe... Z-Steel or Iron Tail? Can he even learn Iron Tail?
Yeah, I don't think those are common moves on the Salamence.
True. I don't think in this current generation, Salamence can learn most moves since we don't have move tutors.
And again, with the fake out pressure being eliminated by the Psychic Terrain.
But let's not forget, Persian can still go for that quash.
Yes, you can still go for the quash play like what he did with the Alolan Marowak.
But I do not think that it will appreciate taking a Moonblast to the face.
Yes, that's true. But let's see what is the Persian gonna do, because the Persian is just gonna go for the foul play onto the Tapu Lele slot.
Doing quite a bit of damage, revealing a Z crystal from Stephen's side. This is a Flynium Z on the Salamence.
So it's gonna go for the Supersonic Skystrike, assumably onto the Tapu Lele slot. Seeing that it's a London Persian Man for the foul play, just to chip a bit on the Tapu Lele.
Try to get a bit more damage. Will this pick up the KO on the Lele with that Supersonic? At -1, yes it does.
And the Lele is eliminated on the first turn
Once
yet again.
Going for a Flare Blitz once again with -1 onto the Persian. Still doing a ton of damage, but that's because of a critical
Yeah,
hit.
that was a critical hit.
And it's not enough to push it into the range of the berry.
Yes, Nihiligo comes in.
And this will also severely threaten both Pokemon on field here. The Salamence does not want to stay in. The Persian also can easily be KO'd, but possibly a parting shot before it leaves.
However, there is always the fear of Quash.
True, but
And oh yeah, and the Salamence is also in -1 attack.
yeah, so it might not be able to pick up the KO, but if it does have any ground moves, it wants to do it now.
Even if it has a ground move and Nihiligo has such low defenses, because it's a spread, because the possible ground move that Salamence will have is Earthquake and it's a spread move, so it might not even pick up the KO on the Nihiligo.
Yeah, if it has Bulldoze, it definitely is not be able to pick up the KO. With Earthquake, it might, but like you said, -1, it might not be able to.
Yeah, Gary seems to be pressing for time. Oh, and we see a Salamence switch out onto the Snorlax.
As we had predicted.
Probably to tank the the Nihiligo's attack.
So here was going for a parting shot, I assume.
Yes.
Going for it onto the Arcanine.
Good move by Steven there. So he's gonna switch out his Persian onto something at the back.
Probably Marowak.
Maybe
Salamence comes out again.
Salamence. Oh no,
No,
it's
Celesteela goes up. At -2, not much damage.
Yeah, -2 Flare Blades going onto the
Persian slot, so it's a
Celesteela
Celesteela.
slot.
As we can see, -2 makes a big difference.
Yes, it's dealing less than 50% onto Celesteela.
And with the leftovers healing up a little bit more. Now the Celesteela here can actually go for a protect while the Snorlax goes for possibly
Okay, I mean like the situation right now is that Nihiligo is still sitting healthy, but both Pokemons either have a typing advantage against Nihiligo's attack or especially bulky. And Arcanine is already -2.
So actually switching in Nihiligo because he wants to be safe. Buzzwole should come out here.
Yeah, Nihiligo is afraid of the heavy slam from the Celesteela slot.
But now this just gives a free opportunity for the Snorlax to go for a belly drum.
Yes, as Arcanine goes for the Flare Blades, bringing Celesteela to the red. Celesteela just goes for the Leech Seed. I think predicting the switch. And Buzzwole is being seeded, and Sonic just goes for the return.
Just going for damage instead of going. But I assume what's gonna happen this turn is that Celesteela protects, Snorlax switches out into Salamence.
Yeah, because now you'll make Buzzwole -1 and you'll make Arcanine -3.
-2.
No, because
Parting shot, yeah.
yeah, parting shot, yeah.
So Gary here probably has to switch out both of his Pokemon out again.
Probably. Because unless Buzzwole has something they could do against the Snorlax slot.
Even with superpower, it's gonna be quite hard. He has to probably predict the switch into Salamence and go for an Ice Punch.
Yeah, if he's carrying Ice Punch, of course.
Yeah, but most Buzzwoles tend to carry it.
Ice
We'll have
Punch
to see,
or
yeah.
any of
Ice
the
Punch.
one of the few punches.
The
Yeah.
elemental punches.
But let's see what is Steven gonna do, because Gary seems to have made his decisions already. Yeah, Steven seems to be taking his time.
Really trying to think through what he wants to go to. Celesteela going for a protect here. No switch out from the Snorlax here.
Snorlax also goes for the protect.
Okay, fair.
Okay, interesting. Arcanine goes the Flare Blades onto the protected Snorlax. That's interesting.
Going for an Ice Punch, trying to predict the Salamence switch in. But here Celesteela heals up even more thanks to both the leftovers and that Leech Seed.
Yes, and this means that Celesteela will now be in the green color position. The green
be
color
in the
health?
green, yeah.
Yeah, just in the green. So both protects has been used by both Stevenson's Pokemon. So it's very likely that Steven's going to do something in this turn. Arcanine is just going to go for the Flare Blitz onto the Celesteela. Is he going to deal enough damage?
No, not enough. Will he go for a superpower onto the Celesteela?
Buzzwole is just going to go for the Ice Punch.
Still trying to predict a switch out.
He's going to go on the Celesteela stop.
But that would give it a beast boost.
Yes. I think Gary isn't predicting the switch, but it's more like to pick up the KO onto the Celesteela.
Yeah.
And the return from the Snorlax, bringing Buzzwole into the red.
Now here it's quite odd that if the Snorlax takes out the Buzzwole, Salamence comes in bringing that easy
Intimidate
hell.
So Arcanine is -3 while Buzzwole is back to neutral.
Now here even Gary is a bit afraid to switch out.
Yeah, but you know, Salamence did reveal a Flynium Z, so you know, maybe see some weird attacks coming from the Salamence, or
Possibly.
Maybe he's just gonna go for your usual attacks like, I don't know, Dragon Claw.
I think an Earthquake here is
yeah.
more than fine.
Yeah, perhaps an Earthquake, but the Snorlax will get damaged a bit.
Of course, Snorlax might get a bit damaged, but Snorlax can just go for a protect where he goes for an Earthquake. The question is whether they pick up the KO on the Buzzwole.
That is true, that is true. So, let's see what... Seems like Gary has already made up his mind again. It's just up to what Steven is going to do. Once more, he's just going to go for Earthquake.
Straight up Earthquake, Snorlax not even protecting. Maybe the Buzzwole goes down distant. No, not enough.
Yes, I think Steven knows that the Earthquake doesn't pick up the KO on the Buzzwole. That's why he needs... Oh, but the superpower goes onto a Snorlax, picking up the KO onto the Snorlax.
Ooh, but here's the thing, the Leech Seed is probably going to KO the Buzzwole because it's at such low HP.
That is true. Does it?
It does.
Yes, it does.
So now with one Pokemon alone and the Persian still at the back, which could possibly fake out / Posh the Nihilego, it is not going to be easy for Gary. I think the win here definitely goes to Stephen.
Yes. With Gary only having a Nihilego and Steven with Persian and Salamence, it's a 2 against 1.
However, if he has Earthquake, if it protects distant, then the Salamence might just KO the Persian itself.
And we see Gary forfeiting the round 2 to Steven. Now it's 1-1, with Steven winning 2-1 in this game. So I guess Steven has made the right plays and the right conversions in his team to face Gary's team. I think the Salamence
are really making a difference.
Yes. The Intimidate support, I guess, help out a bit in significantly reducing the Arcanine's attack.
That's true. The Arcanine from who's that again? Gary's side, he's hitting quite hard, but with all the Intimidates coming onto the Arcanine, it's not going to be very easy for him.
Yeah. At the same time, I see a pattern in both turns. In that Gary's Tapu Lele was eliminated very early on.
Very quickly. As long as the thing is that Gary is somehow very unable to protect his Lele quite well. And I guess none of his Pokemon want to take a Flynium Z straight to the face.
But he's still pretty adamant in bringing Lele for the first 2 leads. Is he gonna do it the same time this turn? I wonder.
Depends, I guess. I think even an Arcanine and Nihilego lead should be okay.
Maybe.
Nihilego lead is actually pretty fine, or maybe even Nihilego Buzzwole should he feel like it.
Yeah, but I believe that he's afraid of the fake out. Perhaps that's why he brought his Lele in. Even though the Lele would probably get knocked out.
I believe a Lele switch-in would have been a better choice rather than leaving Lele on field just to be KO'd by a very strong nuke from Stephen Zen.
Yeah, and now we're into game 3. Gary has made up his mind pretty fast compared to Steven. Just now he has seen him lock his Pokemon pretty early on.
I'm curious to see on how Gary will overcome the roadblocks made by Stephen here.
Yes. And we see Nihilego Tapu Lele, so that's shaking things up, but still a Lele leader.
And Celesteela Salamence actually coming in here. An almost perfect counter to Gary's lead here.
Yes, I mean with the Celesteela there, it's able to tank both Nihiligo and Tapu Lele's attack.
Correct. So by leading something that is unable to stop the Celesteela, it becomes very problematic for Gary.
Yes, and Salamence is also threatening both Pokemon, especially Tapu Lele, with the Flynium Z.
More than that, the heavy slam from the Celesteela here could prove to be one of the biggest roadblocks for Gary here, because usually he would have his Magnezone to deal with Celesteela. However, with the Marowak on Stephen's team, it really discourages Gary from bringing it in.
Exactly, and so Celesteela is able to roam free in both the first game and second game.
Yeah, and so Gary here really considering what his options are. If he does have Magnezone at the back, this is the time to bring it. No, actually having Arcanine instead.
So the Intimidate on the Arcanine is going to reduce the Salamance's attack and the Celesteela's heavy slam.
If the Celesteela of course went for an attack distance, which I think it would.
But Steven is withdrawing his Salamence out.
Bring out Snorlax. Very good, because he wants to conserve the Intimidate.
And Tapu Lele just goes for the Moon Blast. Oh.
Into the predicted... Stephen definitely predicted that heavy slam into the Tapu Lele. No!
Oh no, it went to the Arcanine.
Maybe because he fears the...
Nihiligo more,
yeah,
yes.
Nihiligo more.
Yes. Wow.
But now the Celesteela is threatened with a combo of Flare Blitz and possibly a Psychic.
Yes. And you know, this is the first time we see Gary's Tapu Lele did anything.
Correct.
Other than being knocked out on the first turn.
This Lele is breathing a sigh of relief right now.
Yeah. It's quite bold of Gary to be leaving the Lele out, but I guess this is just a good prediction by Gary in that he knows that the Tapu Lele will not be knocked out by the Celesteela for some reason.
Using his well-endowed brain to think ahead.
Exactly. I'm quite surprised, yeah. It's going to withdraw Snorlax into the Persian.
Okay, fair call.
So we have seen all of Stevens' Pokemons by now, right? Because we have seen the Persian, we have seen the Snorlax, we have seen the Salamence and so the Celesteela.
We have not seen the Tapu Koko yet.
Steven did not bring Tapu Koko for any of his games.
Going for a heavy slam into a protected Tapu Lele. Fair call right there.
Yeah. Right now, the Celesteela is going to heal up a bit, and there is the fear of Quash by that Persian.
But who will the Persian quash? That's the question. If he quashes the Tapu Lele, then the Arcanine gets his hit off. If he quashes the Arcanine, Tapu Lele can possibly KO with the Psychic.
Possibly.
Possibly. Perhaps.
Perhaps. We do not know the EV spread of this Celesteela. It could be physically or especially defensive.
It could be super specially defensive, but I don't think you'll be taking a Psychic from a Tapu Lele well.
Yes, because of Psychic Terrain, of course.
Of course. Yeah. I'm unsure if it's able, if the boost is included even with the even while Celesteela is flying. But yeah, it switches out instead. Bring out Salamence. Maybe Gary predicted is going for a Moonblast into the Salamence slot. Perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps. Because Gary seems a little bit excited here. And we see a parting shot onto
the Tapu Lele. Okay, very smart.
Yeah, reducing the special attack of the Tapu Lele and also switching out at the same time. Instead of going for the Quash play that...
I think Celesteela comes back in here. Or maybe Snorlax. Snorlax would be a good choice here.
Snorlax would be a... And it's a Celesteela.
Okay. Wants to get that leftovers up.
And Tapu Lele goes for the Moon Blast onto the
Salamence slot. But that -1 allowing it to live. Flare Blitz straight into the Salamence slot. Not taking any chances. Not enough to
pick up the KO.
Oh dear.
Yeah, oh dear indeed.
Not looking good. That parting shot and Intimidate was clutch for Stephen there to allow his Salamence to still live.
Yes, and now out of somewhere we see Salamence at low health. That is probably gonna be the one that's moving first and maybe do one last attack before it's
trying to probably Flynium Z right into the Tapu Lele. The question is whether Gary is willing to sack that Tapu Lele or anything else for the sake of that Salamence.
Or maybe he'll be doing something else instead.
Correct. Right now a trade could happen. The Salamence kills the Arcanine, the Tapu Lele kills the Salamence, and the Celesteela kills the Lele.
Maybe not.
That could happen.
Yes, that is a possibility, but
Perhaps.
perhaps. And we see the
Flinium Z.
Yes, the Flinium
possibly
Z.
the Tapu Lele.
Okay, so now what is Steven targeting with the Flinium Z? Maybe the Tapu Lele, like you said. Supersonic Sky Strike is going to Summons Fly up away and striking the
Arcanine
Arcanine.
Claw. Interesting.
Okay. So
Yeah, as we said before, the trade's gonna happen here. Salamence gets rid of Arcanine. Tapu Lele gets rid of the Salamence, and the Celesteela gets rid of the Tapu Lele.
yes,
Everybody wins. Okay, or
No.
Stephen gets the better end of the deal.
yeah, because it's 2 for 1. Tapu Lele is now knocked out.
Squashed by those giant bamboo rockets.
So now Gary has only 2 Pokemon left with
Ooh, getting a
Steven
defense boost.
Yes,
Fair call.
defense boost. That is interesting, which means that this Celesteela is more
Defensive, yeah, physically defensive.
physically defensive, and not specially defensive like most, like the more common Celesteelas.
Okay, now I assume that he has his Buzzwole and Nihilego at the back.
Probably, and we see Persian coming out on Steven's
The
side.
question is whether Persian would want to go for the K, would want to quash the Nihilego.
Yeah,
But that means that allows the Buzzwole to go for a superpower onto the Persian. So it's a very 50-50 chance here.
that is true as well. And it's interesting to see 3 Ultra Beasts and one
Cat.
cat. Yes, one very sneaky cat.
One very sneaky, cheeky, rich cat.
Yeah, Persian can't fake out, so it's gonna either parting shot or quash. In this case,
I assume he will try to quash the Nihilego.
maybe we might crush the Nihilego, but you see both. But Buzzwole seems to be the bigger threat to the Celesteela, so perhaps it might go for a
Not really. With the defense boot, it might be able to live one superpower.
maybe. But you know you can't underestimate Buzzwole.
Yes, Nihilego going for a protect. Maybe Stephen was not able to predict that, going for a quash.
And he just quashed this. Oh, he quashes the Nihilego.
Going for a superpower onto that Persian. There we go. Ooh,
Picking up the
delicious damage.
Yeah, picking up the KO easily. And getting a defense drop, but getting an attack beast boost, which negates the attack drop from superpower.
Yeah, and Buzzwole sitting pretty at full HP. Heavy slam into the Nihilego, not being able to pick up the KR because of the protect. Healing up a bit more with that leftovers. Maybe he'll be able to lift 2 hits now.
Yes, and
Perhaps.
now it is Celesteela and Snorlax against Buzzwole and Nihilego.
Not the best, but maybe the... Okay, superpower definitely picks up the KO on the Snorlax here. But the question is, what will the Celesteela go for?
Yes, because it might go for the protect. And if
If it does, then the question is, what will Gary predict to protect, and what will Stephen be targeting for?
yes, because Nihilego may not be able to pick up the KO.
Maybe not with the power gem, but
and neither does Buzzwole superpower. It may not even pick up the
may
KO.
not be, especially at this range. But onto the Snorlax, yes, it's a definite KO.
Yes. So for this case, right, Gary probably has to double up onto Celesteela. Oh, but Snorlax goes for the protect.
Okay, fair.
Nihilego goes
Power
for the
gem.
power gem onto the Celesteela. That does neutral damage and
Not enough to pick up the
very
KO there.
close.
Buzzwole going for superpower
Onto the
Snorlax.
protected Snorlax. Oh no! And the heavy slam is just gonna go onto.
The Nihilego, that will definitely pick up the KO here, but it's still not easy for the Stephen, because superpower here can still pick up the KO onto the Snorlax very, very easily since it's faster and it's already protected, and then it can just Ice Punch the Celesteela next turn or whatever it wants to do.
That is true, but keep in mind, the more superpowers Buzzwole successfully does, the more defensive drop it gets.
Well, it's not like Celesteela is the most offensive Pokemon out there.
But the heavy slam is just gonna
Just
do more.
less damage because Buzzwole is just as heavy or even heavier.
No, but it's still gonna, because of the defensive drop, it may continue to do.
True, yeah, but a base, not so high base attack plus the base damage of heavy slam being reduced thanks to Buzzwole's high weight or heavy weight. Going for a lead seed, gonna stall this out instead.
Yeah, so it's a offensive UB versus a defensive UB. So
next turn I think Celesteela goes for a protect.
That's kind of obvious. I suppose.
So now it's a battle of giant girls versus giant arms.
Yes, and also the big question of whether a superpower is able to knock out a Celestia at that range.
Yeah, that's correct. And whether or not the return will be able to KO it. The return heavy slam, of course. Going for a protect.
Yes,
yep.
the obvious protect right here. And Buzzwole is just gonna superpower into a protect Celestia, and
will Buzzwole run out of superpower PP? That's the question.
That is also very true. Arcliffe, I never thought about that.
Yeah, no, it's only 5 PP, I think.
Yes, 5 or 8 if you're using a PP
yeah.
max.
So now, will the superpower pick up the KO? This is the question of a lifetime. A neutral Buzzwole superpower versus a +2 defense Celestia.
Yeah.
But then again, you can just stall it out again.
Yeah. But that's the big question right here. Is superpower gonna pick up the KO? It all goes down to this moment.
It goes down to this moment. Stephen here really taking his time, maybe going for a double protect instead. No superpower here. Into the Celestia, boom! The damage does
and it's not enough
to pick up. Now a heavy slam. How much damage on a -3?
Quite a fair bit.
Not enough.
Quite a fair bit. But keep in mind, Celestia can stall.
Yeah, the Celestia's iron defense, steel skin, bamboo arms, not enough for the fist of fury coming from Buzzwole there.
Yeah, I guess this huge mosquito is getting squashed by that heavy slam.
This mosquito sucks, not in a good way.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I think here maybe he's just fishing for a crit. But here Leech Life slowly takes back the damage up. And with leftovers, there is nowhere that this Buzzwole will be going.
Yeah.
The only chance he gets if he crits if he crits on the superpower. That is if he still has superpower.
Yeah.
Oh, if only it got something like, close combat.
Yeah, or pummeling. But again, another superpower.
No crits, definitely not enough. Celestia, skin of steel, iron of will.
Yeah.
And heavy in weight, I guess.
Yes.
KOing.
And we have to congratulate Stephen Tan for moving into the finals, clutching.
Yes. So clutching it enough by squashing the pest of a mosquito that Buzzwole was.
I think I see the turning point of game 3. It was in the part where there's a Celestia and a Snorlax on Stevenson's side, and if Gary went for the double up onto the Celestia,
he could have possibly KO'd. Because the Snorlax can't KO him. That's why.
Yes. Because like Celestia is always the end game threat.
Yep.
And if Gary did not eliminate the Celestia fast enough, then Celestia could outstall with the defensive boost.
Correct. But since that happened, we'll be seeing the next top 4 match, if not mistaken.
Yes.
Between Ang Wei Wen and
and also
I think it's not Joel.
I know it's not Joel. Next match is Ang Wei
versus
Wen.
Louis Fong.
Yeah,
Yes.
Louis Fong.
Sorry.
Yes.
So we will catch you then for the next match.
Yeah,
Come
stay
out very
tuned.
soon actually.
Yeah, stay tuned. We are just gonna set up for the next match.